Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thanks to join the meeting and in today's meeting. As always, actually not as always. I'm back from my holiday, and then I will lead the meeting. I will lead today's meeting, and because there is no Prof. Miriam or Prof. Francisca is here. So maybe only two agenda. Actually, I expect more people here because I want to share my plan about data privacy. But never mind. I will reshare it in the next meeting with the more people here. So now I will start the meeting. So what do you think, Dr. Regina? I will let you decide. Do we need to update the progress here and then my strategy on data privacy, or my strategy first and then we will update one by one to the
So
country coordinator?
we can do updates, and also the Mekele team had given us an assignment just to
Okay.
get that feedback is important. So those two items I think are important. And also last week, Mariam led the meeting and we covered similar points. So I think it's just go to do that, Putu.
Okay, then let's start for the updates agenda. So I will start from Kenya, then Dr. Reginald. Can you give the update what happened in the last uh, progress?
Yeah, what we know is that we have already delivered deployed in two health facilities, that is Beacon of Hope and Cambridge, and the testing was successful. Then what has remained is just the contracts, the agreements to be signed. So the two boards from Cambridge and also Beacon of Hope are meeting. It's taken a bit of time, but they're going to sign. The Beacon of Hope director was very excited about it, and she's going to sign. So we're in the middle of that. And then, of course, the question that keeps coming up, and I'm sure the Mekele team will also be helping us to think through, is then what next? I think that's the question of William. What next? William, is that so? But that's a report.
Right, Doc.
Back to you, Putu.
Okay. Thanks for the update, Dr. Reginald. So yeah, that's a good question for from Kenya, from the hospital. It is what is next after the deployment, and also it is an important question to answer for us. And I think next from Mekele team, can you update something?
Yeah. Hello, Dr. Reginald. Hello, Putu. Welcome to our weekly meeting, and good afternoon, all. So for the weekly update, I will give the chance for Samson to share our brief progress report. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Samson.
Hi, Putu. Welcome back, and hi, everyone. Yeah, in our last meeting, there was a question on how to work offline, and we have tried to create templates offline and try to use them in our settings. Every preparation now to scale is ready. The electricity has been off for more than our expectations, but the electricity is now back in the RPDs and everywhere. So I think we're planning to move ahead with that. Thank you.
Thanks, Samson, for your update. So can we have update from Dr. Ronald from Zimbabwe?
Hello. Yes, good afternoon. Good morning. So, an update from Zimbabwe is that we managed to deploy 2 test sites, and we were trying to see if we can set up the system on a minimalistic hardware system where you can maybe use some swap memory. Apparently the computers that we tried to use didn't work. So we're going to try again this week, because we wanted to have that done before we can buy the hardware. The hardware this side, it's a little bit expensive because we use the US dollar as the base currency. So you'd find that maybe a computer that costs about $600 elsewhere might be costing close to $2,800 here. So we were trying to cut some of those requirements by using hardware that is lower. So I think in a nutshell, that's where we are. And over to you.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Ronald. And I think I will move to you, Mariam. Can you update from your side?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Hi, Putu. So with Uganda, we're still having challenges with transporting the computers to the rest of the facilities. We're done with three facilities. Yeah, 3 facilities. And now tomorrow we hope to have the other one at the Hoima facility, and then we'll then be able to deploy in Hoima as well. And with the agreements, the 3 facilities are done signing their agreements. And yeah, that's the current updates from Uganda. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Mariam, for the update from Kenya. And from your update, I will put your update. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, sorry. From Uganda. Sorry. Yeah, I will put your update on the sheet, and maybe Dr. Arya also could help me to complete the progress sheet on the Google Sheet. And I think I see Dr. Ibrahim. Dr. Ibrahim, I know the last time I checked the WhatsApp, I know that some of health facilities got the computer from VODAN. And what is the last progress from Nigeria? Could you update it, Dr. Ibrahim? Dr. Ibrahim? I cannot unmute you, Dr. Ibrahim. Only ask to unmute. Okay, if you cannot unmute yourself, could you update it by text on the chat box, Dr. Ibrahim? Well, then because we're finished in updating the progress, so I think I will give the floor to Dr. Araya to share about the form that you share about the question of challenge. Could you explain it, Dr. Araya? So we have a same direction here.
Yeah, thank you, Putu. Can I share my screen?
Yes, sure, Dr. Araya.
Yeah. Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So this is an initial discussion on what kind of reporting format we can have for our weekly deployment or implementation progress. There are two forms. Unfortunately, the form for country coordinators, the link shared, it doesn't take to the full completed form. I'm sorry for that. And Gate was working on it. He's not in office today. So once he's back, I will inform him to share us the completed reporting format or form for the country coordinators. So, but basically the reporting format for VODAN members and country coordinators is quite similar. So I will explain using the VODAN reporting format. And the idea behind this is, or the intention is, can we have a reporting format, online reporting format, by which we can submit our progress update not only on Monday and Tuesday weekly Zoom meeting, but also at our convenience time. I see attending the Zoom meeting, weekly meetings might not be convenient for all of us, and making all of us available in these Zoom meetings could be difficult. So this is like a supporting reporting format. So with this VODAN report format, there is an email to insert by the reporting member. And there is also a question or a section to fill out the role of the person submitting the report or the progress. And we have different roles according to the partners agreement, contract agreement format. So anyone can choose. For instance, Putu is a privacy officer, so he will check his role as a privacy officer when he's submitting his report. And the activities I can take as an example for Putu's role as a privacy officer. He will fill out or write briefly the activities that he has been doing or accomplishing in the week. And next is the activities in progress. And if there are any issues faced or challenges faced, then he will write. So that for using these filled out forms, we can get prepared ahead for the weekly meeting by compiling the reports coming from the different voted members and the next actions and what is the plan of for next action and when is the due date for it. So this is a sample, an initial, and it is subjected for improvement, for comments. My proposal on working on improving this format or form is maybe Dr. Reginald, Putu, me, and Getu can work on this and improve it. However, to improve this format, we can receive comments, suggestions from every member of VODAN. This is the VODAN report, and the reporting format for country coordinators is somehow similar, but the responsible persons to fill out the country coordinators. This is not the completed one. I'm explaining what it might look like, but the format for country coordinators is to be filled out by the country coordinators or country coordinator of every country. So weekly at their convenience, each country coordinator can fill out the progress report. And when we meet for discussion on Monday and Tuesday, we can have a well-compiled report of all countries and discuss. This is the idea, but it's a kind of work in progress. And it's good that Putu is back. As you remember, we have an Excel format for monitoring of the progress that Putu has shared to all of us and that we have been using in the previous weeks. So this is an additional reporting format for weekly deployment progress and implementation challenge. Thank you. If there are any questions, I can reflect.
Dr. Araya, I have a suggestion, but what do you think if we you can create this short link for this form and then let's share this in the end of the week, for example on Friday, every Friday, so you reshare this or reshare this form to the country coordinator or VODAN Africa group, so we can make sure that everyone see the link and doesn't forget the update for each week. And then on Saturday or Sunday we can check who's update the link, and we can prepare it for the Tuesday's meeting. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a good suggestion, and we can do that. And Putu, when you have time, maybe the two of us, and if a gateway is available, the three of us can have a Zoom meeting and work together on this reporting format. So I'm available tomorrow afternoon or in the evenings if it is convenient for you, or Thursday in the evening, or Friday after the GAIC meeting.
Yeah, I will propose on Friday because I will not available on tomorrow or Thursday. So yeah, I think we need to have a meeting on Friday,
Okay.
maybe after GAIC.
Yeah, thank you, Putu. We can meet after GAIC.
Is there any question or suggestion? Actually, Dr. Araya, when I created a Basecamp account, but I don't think that's that works. So that's the Basecamp account, the Basecamp group that I created. I will use it for the documentation. So I put every link there. So it's best to still use WhatsApp and also the Google Sheet for the progress tracking. So that is better than using the Basecamp, because not everyone can familiar with Basecamp. So it's better to going around and put the progress on the Google Sheet or just re-announce or reshare the link so everyone will remember the link. Is there any question or suggestion? Because if there's no question, so I will move to my strategy of data privacy and then
hello, Putu. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, and also last week and Professor Miriam was also attending last week. So what we agreed is that in the weekly progress update, in addition to the updates that we are hearing from each country by country coordinators, we also expect to hear any update from the VODAN members who are leading the different roles. For instance, you are leading the privacy aspect, so we will hear your update, but this should be the same for the person assigned for access and control, for data science, for the, I'm also leading the implementation and learning. I'm expected to update on that, security officer, IT architecture and documentation, data interoperability and queries, IT architecture, the same for the others like data quality monitoring, capacity building, data stewardship competency. So Putu, I know that we haven't progressed much into the implementation, and there might not be much to report on each aspect of the VODAN deployment, but we have to start to ask every person leading the different roles. For instance, I know Dr. Sakinat is not around, but she is working on data stewardship competency. She has already drafted a preliminary document on the different competencies that we expect from data stewards in each country. So we have to ask every member attending and who has taken a role in the VODAN leadership or leading of the different components of the VODAN. I want to bring this into your attention, and Dr. Reginald, maybe you can add and explain more on this aspect. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Raya. I think it's very clear. What we are trying to do is, as we are developing our infrastructure, that we also capture as much data as possible from ourselves to help us move forward in the next level. So Dr. Raya, thank you very much, and just keep up. What you're doing is good. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Araya. Yeah, I got your point. It means that we need to record every progress in not only the implementation but also the role. So yeah, it makes sense. And okay, then I will move to the next agenda. Actually, I will share, just like Dr. Araya said, that we need to share the progress of each role. So now I will share my strategy to from data privacy, from my role as data privacy. But it is not a deep strategy insight or elaboration, but I will reshare it next time for the details. Let me share my screen. Well, this is good for our knowledge about the data privacy. So this is my presentation. Actually, I will skip the part that that's quite like only knowledge to know, just like what is privacy as basic right, and also what is the scope of the privacy. But I will share this slide so you know what is the content that I skip. Actually, our challenge in data in VODAN Africa, because so many countries involved here, is about the terminology and definition, because different country could have different policy or law, and then it causes different terminology and definition. For example, like what is personal data in Kenya? Is it different or same with Uganda? Or what is processing means in Uganda? Is it same with Tanzania, for example, like that? So what is processor mean, and what is controller? What is pseudonymization, profiling, personal data breach, consent, genetic data, and biometric data? So we need to check the terminology and definition in each country. I mean, like, for example, like now I know that after I got the privacy training, that there are quite slight differences between GDPR and personal data protection law in Indonesia. So we need to make sure that is it same terminology in each country. So that's our first challenge. So I write that the first question that we need to answer is, how is the terminology and definition in every country in VODAN Africa? And are the terminology and definition in data regulation have a similarity in every country? So that's why the first thing that we need to check is to identify what is the personal data protection or data privacy protection law in each country, and then we can compare it by its content. So that's the first thing that we need to do. It is regulation comparison. And wait a minute, is it the Prof. Miriam is here? Yeah, and the next thing that so this is the first thing that we need to do. It's a regulation comparison. I will guide it through the implementation, because we need to know about the difference and the similarity. Then so the to-do list is the check the data protection regulation exists, and then if does not exist, so what is the current regulation that regulate about the personal data, especially in health, and if exists, how is the comparison? So that's what that's the to-do list for the data privacy. Then the next things is actually we need to do privacy impact assessment, because we already implement VODAN Africa. We will finish the implementation in 88 health facilities, but we need to know what is the privacy impact. So we need to have assessment for that. So we know what is the risk and what is our prevention, our action to prevent the risk. Then the to-do list is to have a plan defining the scope and objective of the assessment, and then to do data collection about information about the specific target of data. And then the last one is reporting, or we create or publish a report about data privacy impact assessment. So then but we have a problem here. I will check if it's a problem, or maybe Eric can respond about this, but maybe if it's too long for the answer, you can chat me on after this meeting. Our problem is we don't have data protection impact assessment, because that DPIA or data protection impact assessment should be done before a project start, but we don't have expertise in data privacy before the architecture created, because I don't have the expertise back then, but now I have the expertise. But is it a problem or not if the project is running, but then we don't have data protection impact assessment? Because if we say that we follow GDPR, so we need to follow we need to do data protection impact assessment. But we can do privacy impact assessment because the project is ongoing, so we can do that. So that's the question that we need to check. Then the next challenge is about the next step that we need to check is domain clarity, because we say that this project is comply with GDPR, with Uganda data protection law and local regulation or local law. So we need to clarify the domain of VODAN project. For example, like when to comply with GDPR, when to comply with Uganda law, and also when to comply with local context. But what I know from GDPR, or from personal data protection training in Indonesia, that we need to follow the local personal data protection with awareness of international data protection. In this context, the law is GDPR. So we need to check the local context, and then we need to aware with the international standard. So that's in the short word, it is like national interest first, and then international comply. So that's the third plan. And then the last plan is to check data visiting risk. Since we are planning to enable data visiting, so we need to check what is the risk of data visiting, because now it's still in concept, but we need to know the risk of data visiting in VODAN Africa. So we need to check it by checking the infrastructure, and maybe we missing something from the infrastructure, or we miss the important action that will be really harmful for the data privacy in VODAN Africa project. So the question is, what is data visiting risk, and how we mitigate the risk in VODAN Africa project. So there are 4 plans for VODAN Africa that I will check one by one, and we'll do it one by one. It is about regulation comparison and domain clarity and data visiting risk. And the last one is the privacy impact assessment. And I think I need country coordinator help for this step, because it is like it is about the local regulation and local context. So I need to know the policy and law that involved in data privacy protection. So that's all from me. Is there any question or a comment from this plan?
Yeah, Putu, thank you very much. What you're sharing is very important. I think there's always been a question whether VODAN is guided by the GDPR for Uganda or GDPR for Uganda and each of the other countries. That question keeps popping out, and it's good to have it clearly defined. You got the question, Putu?
Yeah.
Because Kampala International University is the kind of hosting university, but doesn't mean that VODAN is guided by the laws of Uganda. But together with the laws of Uganda and our respective countries, we can find a middle ground.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's hard question to not a hard question. That's not a hard question, but it is hard to answer in a short sentence, Dr. Reginald.
Yeah, you're right. It's actually to meditate more, because for example, Kenya Medical Research Institute, they're guided by the Kenya government laws on data regulation. So they were asking to what extent, that question is important. So
yeah, I know that that the problem will occur. That's why I put the highlight on the domain clarity. So I will then, if it's I think that's an urgent question. So I think I will start from this one, the domain clarity. Actually, I will make a concept about that, and then we can answer it to the health facilities. So then it is clear that which national interest is followed, and how to comply with international standard. So something like that. But I will elaborate it more for this point, Dr. Reginald. And thanks for your comment, because now I know that it is an important question, because we cannot state that we are like comply with these 3 law, but we don't have like a proof to do that, because we don't know which regulation is involved and which law is using in data privacy in Kenya, for example. So it is like I will elaborate the answer, Dr. Reginald, and it is a good point. Yeah, Eric. Yeah, I really want to discuss with you about this privacy plan. Actually, I quite like back then I don't have any clue about what to do in access and control and also for data privacy, but then I follow the GDP, follow the personal data protection training. So then I came with this 4 question, and yeah, it is a short question, but so many answers to. I mean, like we need to elaborate more on the answers.
That's a good point, Puto. Within the NUC, we have experience with this on a European level, but the procedures are the same. So I think it's a mix of security trust and privacy trust. And of course, the difference between countries must be measured. And there are several ways to do this. But as I said, it's too complex to say in one sentence. Let's have a separate meeting about this.
Yes. Yes, thanks, Eric. And I want to share this to the member. So this is the example of the comparison of EU GDPR and Asia. So for I got this from the data protection officer certification training. So we can do this also in VODAN Africa. So basically we check the important content on data protection law, and then we can compare it among the VODAN Africa members. For example, like this, EU GDPR, and then for example, like Kenya personal data protection, Uganda, etc. So then we have a checklist on that. So we know what is in EU GDPR and what is not in the local context, or we know what is in local context, but it's not in GDPR, something like that.
Yeah.
Is there any comment or question? I will share this slide to the group. So if there is no question anymore, so is there any last comment before I close the meeting? Well, if there is no, yeah.
Maybe if there's somebody from Tanzania, there's supposed to be a new person joining us.
Yeah, and who is that? Is it?
I don't know if it's Bashir or I don't know.
Oh,
Let's see.
Bashir, yeah. Bashir is still joining, so maybe we can ask him about the progress.
I think Bashir, yeah, I think it's there. Putu,
Yes.
Bashir is there.
Yeah. Hi, Bashir. Well, he's still joining, Dr. Reginald. I don't know. Yeah, Bashir, can you hear me? Bashir?
Bashir, yeah.
Yeah, Bashir, could you give us the update from an update from Tanzania?
Yeah, okay. Just, I think connectivity is bad, but you can just close.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Bashir. Do you want to say something, Bashir? Because I see that your mic is unmute. Well, I think Bashir
Next time, yeah.
has, yeah, maybe next time. Yeah. Okay, then if there is no question anymore, so thanks everyone to join this meeting. And as always, the meeting recording will be uploaded on YouTube, and I will share it as soon as possible this week. Thanks everyone to join this meeting, and we will see you next week. Bye everyone.
Thank you.
Bye,
Putu.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.